Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here in this LIP session. My name is Andrea Ricciarelli. I'm Global Industry Lead for Logistics Service Providers, Port Operation, and Discrete Manufacturing Industries. Today, I'm here to explain you our Westernacher approach to the industry strategy and how to build an industry value proposition starting from the high-end top technology from SAP, digital core, cloud, and using all the most advanced tool like LeanIX in Navio in order to map and address the different pain points that different companies belonging to different industries might have. Before doing that, I would like to start to think and to share with you some thoughts about how to group the different industries. Basically, what criteria define an industry? How can one industry differentiate from the other? So here I had several conversations with industry thought leaders in SAP and also with people belonging to different business in supply chain. And also, I end up to look at the different definition in different from different sources. For example, vocabulary.com, Cambridge Dictionary, Merriam-Webster, Collins. So it's interesting to see that the industry definition basically is based on how a company source, manufacture, plan or distribute their goods. So basically, the key central point of the industry definition is the supply chain. The supply chain make the industry very specific. And it is very interesting because a lot of industry classification try to focus on the products, but the real core of and the real specific of an industry is the supply chain. With that said, in Westernacher, we start to group together, to define industry clusters and sub-industries. For example, we defined, we group together chemical and process industries with agribusiness, chemical, oil and gas, mill and mining, some industries. We define life science, fast-moving consumer goods with life science consumer products, where the supply chain is very similar. The retail wholesaler, the discrete manufacturing industries, and the logistics service providers and port operation. These industry clusters allows us to define a common value proposition for all the companies belonging to the industries. So let's go through the methodology we are using to roll out with our customers. So the methodology is deployed in 5 main steps. The first step is basically the definition itself of the industry with the description of the industry and the characterization of the industry clusters, basically, with the sub-industries. For example, in this slide, you can see as an example how we define the chemical and allied product industry, with some sub-industries belonging to the chemicals, like industrial inorganic chemicals, like plastic materials and synthetic resin, like drugs, like soap and detergents, like paints, varnishes, or like industrial organic chemical. In this way, we define all the companies and the business of the companies that belong to a specific industry. We have also done a more detailed investigation in defining the characterization of the industry. For example, here in this slide, you can see how some of the sub-industries have been classified with some relevant information. Like, for example, the description itself of the business, of the supply chain of the specific industry, the standard industrial classification code, the SIC code, list of subsegments, and some key customer example of customers belonging to the specific industry. Like, for example, for the industrial inorganic chemicals, we have BASF, for example, Dow Chemical, or other specific companies that are belonging to this industry, as an example of a typical company belonging to a subsegment. So the step number one basically define the description of the industry, the standard industrial classification code, and example of companies. In our methodology, as a step number two, we define basically what are the typical industry challenges that companies belonging to an industry face in their business. In this slide, you can see an example of typical challenges faced by the discrete manufacturing industries. Those challenges are related to the macroeconomic situation, to the supply chain or global supply chain. For example, you can have economic uncertainty related to fluctuation, for example, or exchange rates that are changing every time. You can have a rise of customer expectation related to, for example, mass customization of specific product, or a rise of expectation in terms of quality and innovation. Another typical challenge of the discrete industry might be the skilled and labor shortage due to different factors, like, for example, the talent gap, or the issue of training and retain talent, for example. Cost pressure is another important topic and another important challenge that discrete manufacturing industry is facing in this time. So the challenges are generic and very, very related to the specific industries. So in this situation, in addition to the challenges, there are drivers for change that every company is feeling in its day-by-day business. For those drivers could be market drivers, for example, a change of or increase of consumer demand and preferences, or drivers related to the global economic condition change, like fluctuation. Supply chain dynamics, for example. We had example like, for example, crisis in the Red Sea change completely the supply chain dynamic in the region, or think about, for example, the COVID crisis that changed completely the dynamic of the supply chain globally. There are also market drivers around regulatory environment and more attention and focus on sustainability. So those market drivers are adding pressure to the companies belonging to a specific industry. And then there are also technology drivers. Think about the latest innovation. We all see, for example, the cloud adoption of companies moving from on-premise to cloud is a big trend in this time. Think about the automation, the robotics, the usage of automation to increase speed and flexibility. The possibility to analyze consumer parts or supply chain parts thanks to the artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence is a technology that can be used to create efficiency and speed up decision at the company level, or eventually other innovation related to, for example, new material introduced. Think about additive manufacturing and the possibility to create parts on demand, for example, that changed completely the supply chain dynamics. So every industry has, from one side, macroeconomic challenges, and from the other side, drivers that are pushing them to change. And at this point of time, a company can decide to stand without doing nothing or transform their business and their supply chain. And here in this slide, for example, we analyze different benefits for discrete manufacturing industries that can be company get from a digital transformation. For example, increase the flexibility, the agility, introduce quality or innovation in their products, or taking decisions based on real data, or eventually increase the operational efficiency and introduce cost savings. So those benefits are generically related to a digital transformation. But we can go deeper in the analysis. So for each supply chain or for each business of a company, we can introduce area by area some key innovation that are useful to drive benefits for the different companies belonging to an industry. And here we can analyze, for example, for the discrete industry, their value chain and key innovation area by area. For example, in the area of the idea to market, where we can, for example, introduce collaboration with clients, with the partners, for example. In the area of lead to cash, with a 360 view of the customer situation. In the area of source to pay, with sharing information between supplier and the supply chain. Or in the classical area of the supply chain, plan to fulfill, in the area of the planning, in the area of manufacturing, in the area of site logistics, warehousing and yard, in the area of transportation. A lot of benefits and a lot of innovation can be introduced area by area in a digital transformation. As a third step of our approach and our methodology to the industry strategy, we went deeper in analyzing the basically process flow of each area. Basically, we open each sub-process, defining the key element of the process flow and identifying what are the typical challenges of the process. And in this case, in this example, we can see in the port operation, in the execute and control sub-process, the typical process flow of a vessel that arrives at the port is loading, unloading, and all the operation related to the vessel operations, and the typical business challenges that in the port operations a company that operates in the port operation can face, and how these challenges can be supported by different solutions, by a digital transformation related to different products and solutions that can help companies to drive efficiency and speed in their operations. In this case, for example, for the specific case of the port operation, we see, for example, that a set of solutions in the supply chain execution area, like transportation management, like yard logistics, like business network for logistics, can help companies belonging to this industry to drive, to increase their process execution. But as well, we see, for example, that also we can help company in manage better the asset they have in the maintenance process in the full life cycle of a specific asset. So those are typical sub-processes that are very, very related to companies belonging to a specific industry, that in this example is the port operation industries. And using, at this point of time, we arrived to use the latest SAP technology like LeanIX and Signavio to go deeper and deeper in mapping the process and how we as a Westernacher, we can help our customer to implement, to go through the digital transformation in order to tackle the challenges they have and in order to increase and get the benefits we highlight from the digital transformation. And this can be done thanks to LeanIX and Signavio. And we see now in the system a little bit of what we have and how we can map different, basically the process architecture, the business architecture, the data architecture, and the solution architecture in LeanIX and Signavio. With the LeanIX and Signavio, we can really map the sub-processes industry by industry. As you can see here, we have the key major industry that are priority one for Westernacher. And using LeanIX, we can really map the industry subcluster, and we arrive deeper to map basically we have from one side the SAP content map, and we have the end-to-end processes mapped with the Westernacher experience in Signavio. In this case, for example, we have the plan to fulfill process that has sub-processes, plan and schedule, manufacturing control, store and transport, with the different elements. And going deeper, we can arrive to map the end-to-end process flow step by step in this specific sub-process element. In this case, we have the warehouse inbound processing, for example, from a purchase order, and we have the inbound delivery process created with a process done by the warehouse clerk happening in the solution called extended warehouse management. And we have step by step all the processes of a specific warehouse inbound delivery mapped into the system. Clicking on a specific element, we access the application in order to perform the different tasks. This design comes from the experience we had with other customers belonging to different industries. So it's based on the latest SAP technology, but it is blended with the customer experience we had in different projects with the customer belonging to the same industry. In this way, we leverage SAP technology, the digital cloud application, and with LeanIX and Signavio, we map the processes, and we help customer to fast implement their solution and go through the digital transformation very fast. We introduce also in our methodology our experience with customer that we help to go through a digital transformation. So basically, we bring the success story as a proof of success of the digital transformation. Basically, to show that in concrete, this transformation helped already a lot of companies to go through their challenges and to tackle the challenges they have in their industry. So In this case, we map the different customers we have in the different industries and sub-industries. In this slide, you have just a couple of examples, like Westernacher Consulting, belonging to the industrial machinery component or consumer products durable, that went through a transformation in a specific area. For Vestas, for example, they went through a transportation management implementation to get benefits, to control costs, to be more efficient, to serve their customer. And basically, we map this customer with the benefits they achieved with the digital transformation. So basically, we look back the customer story, the customer implementation, the customer experience to the benefits they achieve with the digital transformation. In this specific case, we see that Vestas achieved a lot of cost savings by their transformation. Vestas start having more and more decision taken based on real data. Like Warwick had other benefit. And of course, we can provide even more detailed information about this transformation of this specific customer, with the benefits achieved, with the project KPI, and what they get out of this transformation. In this specific slide, we have a Vestas story that with some highlights, the overview, the objective of their transformation, what they would like to achieve, and what they have achieved after the transformation, with the benefits they got out of the project. To conclude, basically, in our industry strategy and go-to-market approach, we defined 5 key milestones to define in our methodology. The first milestone is to define the basically industry cluster and sub-segments, then identify what are basically the challenges and the industry drivers of a digital transformation for companies belonging to a specific industry or sub-industry. Then identify the key innovation we as a Westernacher we can introduce in the different areas. Think about plan to fulfill in the warehousing, in the transportation, in the planning, in the manufacturing area, and pitching the sub-processes, the challenges, and the benefit achieved by a digital transformation. And then we can map in the detail using LeanIX and Signavio to the processes, sub-processes, and very detailed step-by-step process flow in order basically leveraging the experience of our implementation with other customers belonging to a specific industry. And this is closed with the real customer experience, real customer that went through this methodology and this implementation in specific areas, achieving specific benefits. So, in this methodology, basically, we can combine an industry-focused go-to-market strategy, not a generic strategy related to a digital core cloud, but really concrete strategy based on industry challenges and how we can support our customer to tackle these challenges. We can deliver high-value proposition based on a portfolio of industry-specific innovation-focused end-to-end offering. We can replicate, we can share our experience and the experience we gain from other customer implementation, all based on the latest SAP methodologies and tools, like cloud-centric, of course, or digital transformation standard like LeanIX and Signavio. Of course, this is an industry value proposition that is evolving, that is enriched week after week, month after month, based on our customers, hundreds of customers we have globally belonging to different industries. So it is a continuous evolving approach that is enriched day by day by our team globally in all over the world. So with that said, I thank you for your attention. If you have any question, any doubt, of if you want to have a conversation on this topic, please feel free to reach out to me. Here you have my contacts, and I'm looking forward to hear from you soon. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.